Hi everybody, my name is Kelly Mataure. Welcome to my YouTube channel. This is a space where we get an opportunity to talk about all the things motherhood, marriage, relationships, parenting, and the whole shebang. So if you're into that kind of thing, give me a like and subscribe down below and we'll get right into it. Far, I just want to make a disclaimer. If you are a relative or a brother or somebody that I know this is going to get very, very, very personal, please don't make it awkward. Just click out of the video. And if you choose to stay, please don't ask me any questions because we're about to really get into it. Teeny, tiny little bladder, which meant that every 2 sips of anything I would drink on this planet would have me running to the loo. It's so weird. And actually, that was one of the first things I noticed when I got pregnant. I was like, what? How does this even happen? I had 2 sips of juice. What on earth is going on? But yeah, I don't know if that happened to everybody or this just happened to me. But my bladder was tiny and I just couldn't believe it. It got to the point where I couldn't have liquids after 6 o'clock if I wanted to only go to the bathroom once during the night. So that was really unexpected. I didn't see that one coming. The next thing that happened was the sciatica. The pain, I never expected it. I didn't think it was going to happen to me. I didn't even know it was a thing when you become pregnant. So this was just one of the things that was very shocking to me. So basically what the pain is it's like pain right in your, I don't know if it's your lower back or if I can, it's like your upper bum area. I don't know. I'm not a doctor, but somewhere there. So that was really shocking to me. It got to the point where if I walked up and down the corridor 2, 3 times in a day, that night I would be in so much pain. I don't know if that happened to everybody. It was really bad. It was really bad to the point where I knew that today I need to go to town. By the time I came back, I'd be in so much pain. My husband would be like trying to rub and massage most of the night, and it just didn't help. So that's a huge thing that I really didn't expect. The one thing that I really didn't expect was the massive boobs. I don't know if this is a thing that happened to everybody. Now, just a disclaimer, I've always had a big chest, but from the second I got pregnant, my boobs became massive, 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 massive. And it was really uncomfortable. And everyone was like, yeah, don't worry, they're going to get bigger once you start breastfeeding. And I was like, what? That's impossible. They're already massive. So, spoiler alert, yes, they did. They got a lot bigger. But that was one thing that totally threw me off guard because I assumed, because I already have big boobs, they can't get any bigger. But yeah, no, I was wrong. Wild fatigue. It was unbelievable. I was exhausted all the time. So during the early time of my pregnancy, I was actually working and it was terrible. Like 12 o'clock, I could not keep my eyes open. It was so bad. And at the time, I really didn't want to tell people I was pregnant, but I was exhausted. It got to the point where I would take naps in a linen cupboard, like sitting with next to brooms and gum boots and everything because I couldn't keep my eyes open. And it was unbelievable because it didn't matter how much I slept the night before. Come what may, that night, during the day, I was exhausted and it just didn't make any sense to me. So that was quite shocking. Moist, dripping all the time. I never expected it. I don't know if it just happened to me or if that happens to everybody. I don't know. Comment down below. Let me know if this happened to you too. But yeah, it was really awkward and I was wet all the time and yeah, that part I just didn't expect. Another thing that happened to me was one of my personal favorites. I got IBS. So, if you don't know what IBS is irritable bowel syndrome. So, it's basically a gut condition where certain foods tend to affect the way your body processes. So, for me, all of a sudden, I couldn't have dairy. I couldn't have things that were really spicy or had too much seasoning. I couldn't have any caffeine and all those things. They actually really affected me so badly. I would be doubled over in pain for hours after I had whatever I had. So that was really shocking for me. So how I eventually got through that is my sister-in-law has IBS, and she's the one who kind of coached me through it. Like, okay, avoid these foods, don't drink this, don't do that. So that really helped me out a lot. But it's something that just I never expected to happen. The next pregnancy symptom that I got that shocked me was extreme hunger. I was starving a lot for ages, and it didn't matter how much I ate. I needed to eat constantly, constantly. So for those first 3 months, it got to the point where I'd sleep with biscuits or snacks or whatever on my bedside because I knew I was going to get up and get hungry. And when I got hungry, I could not ignore it. Like, I needed to eat something, ideally something with carbs, for me to be able to fall asleep again. And that shocked me because I've never been someone who's a midnight snacker. I'm someone who would always rather sleep than pee or get up and eat. But at that point, it's like I couldn't control myself. I became a fiend. Another thing that happened that had me shocked was now, this is a huge TMI, but the gas. The gas, the gas, the gas, the gas, the gas. Your girl was gassy. So you can imagine how much fun that was for my husband. It was so bad. Like, when you fart and even you're like, damn, what's that mean? It was super, super, super gross. And it's just, yeah, I don't know what on earth was cooking in there, but it was a lot. Now, the other thing that goes hand in hand with the IBS was the super restricted diet. So not only did I suddenly get IBS, I also had so many things that I used to love before that I absolutely couldn't stand. For example, tea. I'm a huge tea lover. Tanganda tea is just gets me. But that's something that all of a sudden, if I had tea, I'd be doubled over in pain for hours and hours on end. I couldn't have milk. I couldn't eat cold food or food that had been warmed up previously. I couldn't do any of that stuff. And that was quite shocking for me. I couldn't eat leftovers. So I guess these are just some of the gems that tend to happen or that you tend to come across when you're pregnant. I guess they say expect the unexpected because there's a lot that can happen. That's all that I have for you guys today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Please give me a like and subscribe down below. So I'm also going to do a TMI and all the things postpartum. So that's also a whole other subject. So I'm going to do a separate video on that one. But if you're into that kind of thing, stay tuned. And thank you so much for coming. Bye.